Hey there, everybody in the FFBE Global Facebook group, and hey to everybody who sees this video on YouTube as well. Welcome to this week's Ask an Old Mog video, and this is another one of those weeks where I don't have a specific question in mind that I pulled from the group, but there's just something that's relatively new in the game that I thought might be useful for us to talk about. And so I put together kind of a demonstration that we're going to kind of go through to learn about something that's relatively not totally new to the game, but that has become very relevant in the past couple of weeks. And so I thought it'd be useful for us to talk about. And that is going to be the difference between stacking and storing in the game. So let's get into it. Here's the kind of the questions that I have for us for today. What is the difference between something that stacks and something that stores? How does each one of these work? And what gets in the way of each one of these working? Now, I have talked a little bit about stacking in the past, and when it comes to specific abilities, but it's a little bit different than storing. And so to demonstrate what the difference, I've got a handful of units in this party here, and let's take a look and see, because they each have stacking and storing abilities of one sort or another. So let's talk about stacking. So stacking is where you are going to be using one ability more than one time, and each time you use it, that ability itself gets stronger. And the unit that I have in mind for that one is Sephiroth. And if you see some kind of weird movement behind me, that's my cat. My cat is currently living in my studio right now because she's sick and she has to be isolated from our other cats, and she does not respect the fact that I have a green screen up, so I'm sorry about that. So let's talk about Sephiroth here for a second. So Sephiroth's Brave Shift Limit Burst is a classic example of an ability that stacks. It gets stronger with each consecutive use. And if we look at it, here it is. So it says, you will know pain. It's an attack-based physical damage, 20,000, right? And it gets a damage boost of 15,000 more, up to 1 times, maximum times 15,000 more. So that gets up to 35,000 by the second time you use it. So the first time you use it, it's kind of weak, and the second time you use it, it's full power. So it stacks up and gets stronger. And as long as you don't guard, he keeps his stacks. So if you hit, on your first turn, he does his LB, and then next turn he uses one of his attack moves, or uses his Magnus ability, or Tyvis's Spirit. Even just casting a spell or even a regular attack, it will keep his stacks. And so as long as you don't guard, if you guard, he loses his stacks. You never want to guard with Sephiroth if you're stacking. Just do something with your turn and you'll be fine. And you'll keep that stack and you'll get stronger and stronger and stronger. Angela's another example of this. She gets much more from stacking. She gets she stacks up to 6 times. So you can do that. Tifa is another one just like Sephiroth that stacks up 1 time. So that is stacking. Each time you use that specific ability, it gets stronger. And that's pretty much it. You can wear whatever gear you want. You can cast any auto cast abilities. You can do all kinds of stuff, and nothing really gets in the way of that except for guarding. That attack will just keep getting stronger up to the maximum amount listed in the description of the skill. Sephiroth is stacking. We're talking about storing though. So Mediena, Rizer, and Vivi are all examples of storing units, and they have abilities. I'm going to go ahead and open up Rizer here first. They have abilities where the more times you use that ability, it has an effect on either, in Rizer's case, his next physical attack. In Vivi and Mediena's case, their next magic ability. And they're both a little bit different, so let's talk about it. Let's go down here. Rizer's is called Store Power. Let's open up the description here. It says stored attack boost 11,000 up to 44,000 maximum, which means he can use it how many times? 11, 22, 33, 44, 4 times, right? It lowers his defense by 99% for the duration of the time that he's got it, and it stores his attack while reducing defense. So it gets up to 4 times stronger, right? Only applies to normal attacks. Does not apply to any. It does not apply to any effect changes of normal attacks. So like if you have an ability that changes your normal attack to something else, this does not apply to that. This is only stackable when using store consecutively, and it's separate from any other attack boost. So it's separate from your 400% attack buff that you get from a buffer or something like that. But what this means is as long as you use the store ability 4 times in a row, you'll get to 44,000 maximum, stronger, 44,000% maximum, and that will launch and your attack will be much stronger. It does not actually demonstrate that in your stats page. So like you won't actually see your stat like getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but the effect is there. We're going to demonstrate it in combat here. But as long as you do not interrupt your storing, you can go up to 44,000 times stronger, right? And that's good. Now, Rizer's stacking ability does get impacted by auto casting gear. So if he wears like the Clash of Wills helmet or clothing, for example, that has an auto cast of morale bonus, it gets in the way. Or if you have anything with like auto cast that does like auto cast strength every turn, auto cast strength buff every turn, that'll get in the way of that. So you don't want to put any auto casting gear on Rizer if he's going to be doing stacking or storing. You don't want to do that. But Vivi and Mediena are magic users and they don't have that limitation. So let's look at Vivi and Mediena. Mediena has her ability here, Luna Accretion. It does the same basic thing. Every time you use it, you get 50% stronger up to 300% maximum. So 50 times, or 300 divided by 50 is 6. So you can do this up to 6 times. It reduces her spirit and boosts her magic. Same thing. It's stackable as long as you're using store magic consecutively. It will be forfeited if any non-store abilities are used. And it will simultaneously apply that only to the first ability cast. So if you do like a quad cast of something, it's only going to be affected by the first one. It's forfeited from the second ability onward. It's separate from any other magic boosts, and stored boosts will carry over to the next turn. Very cool. Vivi's is the exact same way. So we'll go to Vivi's. His is called... Where is it? I think it's under... Is it under his magic? Where's Vivi's? Focus. Come on. Same thing, right? Except for his goes up to 500%. So it's 50 up to 500%, so it can stack more times. Does the same basic thing, though. All right? And what we'll find is that if we... he can wear the Clash of Will stuff. He can wear anything with autocast. The magic users do not have that limitation that the physical Rizer does. But, that's kind of cool. So as long as you just keep on storing or focusing in Vivi's case, it's fine. So let's just go ahead and demonstrate that in combat here. We're already sitting in the Tower of Wind with these 4 units, and we will just try it out. And we'll see how we're doing. Alrighty, so just to demonstrate, right? So Rizer is going to do just a normal attack. So that was 42,000 and 100,000. So 142,000 for Rizer. I'm going to go ahead and make a quick note of that just for demonstrating it. So 142K. All right. And we're just going to go ahead and do a single stack of Sephiroths here. That was 57 mil. Okay. And then Vivi's going to do... we'll just do a single spell, a single hit spell. We'll do Flare, okay? So that was 1.4 mil. There we go. And Mediena, another single hit spell. We'll do Fire Jaw. $15 mil. That's kind of crazy. All right, so to demonstrate how that works, Rizer's now going to store. Vivi's going to focus. In fact, he's going to do quad focus. Mediena is going to quad focus. Or, yeah, she can quad, right? Where's your ability that does quad? Here it is. Oh, she cannot... Where is it? Luna Accretion. Here we go. So they're just storing. Sephiroth did 57 million last time, so let's see how much his fully stacked does. Went up to 91. Okay. And then they're done. So there's two things that are going to be different this time. So now Mediena has her super limit burst buff up. So does Rizer. But Rizer, last time he did 142,000 damage. This time he gets... We're in the millions. So that was 14 and 34 million. 14 and 34. That's 46 million. Okay. Vivi, I'm not a math person. Vivi gets, let's see here, 8.3. And Mediena with her Fire Jaw is gonna get 54 mil. Okay. So we went up quite a bit. All of them went up quite a bit just from stacking and storing. And that is how that works. So I'm going to drop out of here really quick and just demonstrate what the effect of having Clash of Wills gear on does for both Rizer and Vivi. So we're going to put the crown on Rizer, and on Vivi we're going to not his base form, his shift form. We're going to do, I've got Demon Hunter or Demon Killer on for some reason, so I have to turn that off. Here we go. Go ahead and do the same thing here with just Vivi and Rizer only wearing the Magister stuff. This is to show the issue with having autocast gear turned on. All right, so this time Rizer is going to do his attack. We're just going to guard Mediena, guard Sephiroth, whatever. Okay, Rizer does his attack. 42 and 99, so we get a little, 42 and 99. So that's 143, 141. There we go. And Vivi is going to do, again, his flare. Now, they're wearing Clash of Wills stuff. That was 1.8 mil. Okay. They got wearing Clash of Wills stuff. There's the autocast. Okay. This time, Rizer's going to go ahead and store. And Vivi is going to go ahead and store his 4 times. There we go. All right. There we go. And the autocast is going to kick in, but so is Rizer's limit burst. So Rizer should do a little bit of damage. His limit shift, rather. Rizer should do a little bit more damage, but we should be seeing, not a massive jump. Last time we did this, it was a massive jump from 142,000 to 46 million. This time we should not see as big of a jump. 76 and 177. So it was a little jump. That's from the bonus stats from his shift. So 76 and 177. That's it's about 250. It's about 250k, 250,000. Whereas Vivi, he should be doing the big jump in his damage again. 9.1. So we got the same kind of jump from Vivi. So he went from 1.8 to 9.1. And then we got the same kind of jump last time. Now, again, Vivi's wearing his Clash of Wills stuff. So because he's a magic damage dealer, he doesn't get limited by the Clash of Wills stuff the same way Rizer does. And that's what that whole exercise was just to show. So there you go. Do not equip Rizer with anything that does autocast for that reason. Lesson learned, right? So if you want to see the big damage from Rizer, don't do that. And that's what I've got for right now. So I thought that was just a neat way to demonstrate that and show it to you guys and show you why you don't want to do that. Obviously you're trying to think about, I want to make Rizer best in slot and have all my really good gear on him and my Clash of Will stuff is really, really strong. Well, it is, but it's also doing auto casting, and that's going to mess up his stacking, his storing ability. So, eat the slightly lower, eat the little bit of loss that you get from putting on slightly lesser equipment on him in the name of having your full potential from storing. Now, the good news is he doesn't want to wear the Clash of Wills helmet anyway. He wants to wear his own STMR, which is his helmet, his crown, and just put a good chest piece on him and you're good to go. Preferably something with killers on it, right? Because killers get amplified just like a massive amount when he stores up to his full potential. So yeah, that's really what I've got for right now. If you've got a video you want to see next time or a topic that you want to see discussed, You know, definitely let me know. I'm always looking for kind of new mechanics and new stuff to talk about. And this is like not a totally new thing, but, you know, relevant because now we've got, you know, multiple units that are relatively new that are doing this storing mechanic that is different from stacking. And now you see the difference. We'll be happy to go into more detail on any other video, any other topic. You know, just let me know what you've got in mind and we'd be happy to discuss. So we'll see you in next week's video, which should be coming out next Friday, of course, like usual. And look forward to doing this for you. Have fun. Take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. And yeah, have a good one.